Hey friends, imagine you paid thousands of dollars for a used vehicle just to realize that the miles have been rolled back and you've been duped. Well, how can you avoid this? And is it easy? And in this video, I'm going to show you guys a scan tool that I think is the best I've ever seen that verifies the miles on the cluster itself. And then it checks all the different modules to make sure you're getting a good car. And stay tuned, as this is going to be a very short video. Hey everybody, welcome back to Random Fix. So when I was younger, I used to manage a car dealership, and odometer fraud was nothing new back then, and it's only gotten worse now. If you guys like to go ahead and avoid any headaches, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and check that bell notification as well, as I'm going to give you guys a lot of content like this. And today we're going to be focusing on the vehicle odometer. A lot of times people buy vehicles, especially hybrid vehicles, they take the car home just to realize that the miles have been rolled back. This can be showing 128, 153 on the cluster. In actuality, this can have 400,000 miles. But the good news is the miles are recorded on other computers, such as the infotainment system, the transmission control module, engine control module. And I often review scan tools, and the number one question I get is, can it verify that the miles are real? And this is the best scan tool I've ever seen. This is the Odofix D1 Pro S. And I'll leave you guys a full review to this, but I want to make this video short. So if you click on VIN odometer check, this will verify that the miles are indeed real. By verifying the different modules, it'll go and check the odometer on the engine and ECT and also on the hybrid system. So this actually has 206, 241 kilometers, and oftentimes miles are actually stored as kilometers and then converted over to miles. So that makes sense. And if there's a big discrepancy, it'll actually give you a warning down here. And the newer the vehicle, the more modules that will be listed. So I scanned a 2019 Chrysler vehicle with this, and it had about 10 modules. Let me go ahead and scan a 2014 Dodge Caravan, and I'll show you guys what's showing there as well. Now we are in a 2014 Dodge Caravan. And on this Dodge, we have a total of 4 different modules that is detecting, and the miles are all within range. And this only takes 5 minutes to do. And I know that there are services out there like CarFax that will go ahead and check the vehicle history for you and let you know the reported miles as of a certain date. But criminals are pretty smart. They'll go ahead and find vehicles that have a big gap, and they'll go ahead and roll the miles back to that old mileage reading that was closest to it, but a little above. Therefore, they sell the car for more money. And when you go check each individual module, you can be guaranteed that you are getting a much better vehicle and taking less chance. The good news is, the newer the vehicle, the more likely this scan tool is going to go and detect that odometer fraud, and you're going to avoid a headache. In my experience, there's no vehicle that has a higher level of odometer fraud than the second generation Toyota Prius, as people just go down to the junkyard and they get a new cluster for about $90. They pop it into the vehicle. You end up paying a much higher price for a much more mechanically worn vehicle. And if that's not scary enough, there's other devices on the market called mileage blockers. And these are for high-end vehicles, Mercedes, Porsche, Ferrari. And you can program the device to record only a certain fraction of the miles. So if I drive 100 miles, I can program it to record only 25% of the miles. Now you paid $100,000 for your dream Porsche. You saved up your whole life for this, and you are unaware that this vehicle's miles have been rolled back, and they did it in a very smart way, and they didn't have to even touch the cluster, as these are really high-end devices, and they can be activated with 3 clicks of the high beam or pushing 2 buttons together. And I'll leave you guys a link to this, as you're not going to believe me until you see how easily these devices are to install and how readily available they are. And if you think by buying through a dealer you're going to have a much better experience and that there's no chance of odometer fraud, guys, I'm going to tell you guys no. Because in 2016, when I was running car dealerships, this was getting out of hand back then, and now it's only gotten worse. And the sad truth is, dealerships oftentimes don't want to invest even $500, $600, $700, $800 into a scan tool like the one I'm showing you guys here. And they oftentimes sell vehicles where the miles have been rolled back to customers like you and I, and we end up paying the price, and the dealership makes their money, and it's our headache. And if you do encounter a vehicle with rollback miles, the best advice I can give you is completely avoid this dealer, move on to another car, as it's not worth the headache. And as sad as it is, odometer fraud is pretty common, and if it's happened to you, please comment down below and share your story. Thank you so much for watching the video. If it was helpful, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. I'll leave you guys links and any coupons to the scan tool in the video description box down below. Make it a great day.